Koshi says we're facing 10 years of pain. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I thought we should have a look and discuss this article from Yahoo Finance about David Koch and apparently 10 years of pain that we're going to be encountering, or we need a warning, But here's the thing, I'm not a big fan of Koshi, but a lot of people are. A lot of people remember him from daytime television. And this is why you see people being suckered into scams, because it's Koshi's face all over it. And he was on the Money magazine and people will listen to his advice. So let's see what he has to say about this 10 years of pain. So, David Koch's bill warnings for households, 10 years of pain. Wholesale electricity prices have come down, but David Koch says that doesn't mean your electricity bill will follow. Aussie households could be stuck paying high electricity prices for the next decade, he's warned. Wholesale electricity prices have come down significantly, with the latest figures finding prices have dropped by around 50% in many parts of Australia. Yeah, let's see if that flows through to the average punter. I don't think it will. So, what do you think this is going to advertise, guys, before we go any further? I mean, the push to unreliable renewable technology and the infrastructure that's needed to generate it at such a significant capacity to replace traditional baseload generations means that our prices are going to go up. Our cost of living will go up with this move. If not now, over the next decade or two. Think about it, in 25 years, a lot of the solar stuff is going to have to be replaced. A lot of the wind turbines are going to be replaced. This stuff has a short lifespan. And sure, same thing happens with all other infrastructure. But, replacing one turbine compared to replacing hundreds and hundreds of panels. Koshi said this wouldn't automatically translate to lower bills for customers because wholesale prices only made up 1/3 of households' total electricity bills. Is it, maybe it's a new app? When you get the phone calls from these guys wanting you to get cheaper power, cheaper this, cheaper that. People are desperate to see some price relief this year. The Compare the Market economic director told Yahoo Finance. A drop in wholesale prices may have been a glimmer of hope, but that's just one piece of the complex puzzle. Outdated electricity grids and networks that have been expensive to maintain and will cost even more to transform over the next 10 years. This is the problem. Do we need to transform them? If we didn't shift to this new way of generating power, we didn't have decentralized power generation on all these houses pumping power into a grid as opposed to taking it out, particularly at times when it wasn't needed. But, you can't ask those questions, guys. The average person doesn't give a shit. They just want the headline and they want to feel good. And so we'll be paying more for it. It's regular Aussie families who will bear the brunt. As for some of these costs are passed on, we're going to bear it even in our power bills or our taxes, as the government subsidizes the hell out of these things. Because of these added costs, Koch said electricity customers could be looking at 10 years of pain. And think of this. The more expensive power is, the worse it is for our entire country. This is one of the pillars of cost of living. Power. Everything uses power all the time. None of these will change. None of these changes will happen overnight, so we could face a long, protracted period of price pressure. The average bill is currently $434 per quarter in New South Wales, according to Find of Victorian households pay $348 and Queensland pay $368 on average. The remaining 2/3 of power bills is made up of network, environmental, and retail costs. Network costs include the cost of building, maintaining, and operating electricity wires and any gas pipes, as well as the cost of transportation and distributing electricity and gas to your home. The AER said this makes up about half of your electricity bills. Due to inflation, the cost of materials to maintain the network has increased. Rising fuel costs mean it's costing more for distributors to read meters, maintain poles, wires, and pipes and transform the grid. Well, a big chunk of fuel is the levies and taxes. So they get you. There's so many layers upon layers of taxes that we give to the government that people don't appreciate. On top of that, Australia has renewable energy commitments to meet. While federal and state governments, retailers and distributors are working to make that happen, it costs a lot of money. Unfortunately, consumers foot part of that bill. We will foot all of it and more. It's going to flow through to making other sectors of the economy less competitive. So here we go. This has to be the ad here. Drop in wholesale prices usually take between 6 to 12 months to flow through to household bills. But Kosh says customers could save now by seeking a better deal. Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's no different to ringing around with your mortgage. It's good advice to just do every quarter. Try and get a better deal, get a better rate, call your bank. We know many households are so-called standing offers, which means they're paying more than they need to. The default market offer sets a price cap of how much energy retailers can charge customers on default plans, also known as standing offer contracts. They're usually more expensive than a market offer contract. Retailers are legally obliged to display the percentage difference between their market electricity plan on offer and the default offer, which makes it easier to compare. So he's saying, essentially, shop around, but we've got 10 years of pain. Let's have a chat about this one, guys. Here, this is what we have to realize. There's a whole generation, particularly the younger people, that are pushing for these type of changes, these type of significant interventions into our market. And, I mean, they're getting it. The big parties are acquiescing. They're spending money. They're upgrading. I mean, you got Snowy 2, complete disaster. We'll see if it ever gets finished. And it's going to blow the budget because it's a huge project. And all of these costs we'll have to bear. And then you've got the same generation that is pushing for all of these interventions and all of these things which are going to increase every single cost. It's going to flow through to everything you buy. And then they're complaining they can't afford a house. And yet they push for these things which will drive up the cost of everything. Do they not get it? Are they just not aware that they're part of the reason why they're not going to have the same quality of life as previous generations? This is why you need to have, no voting until you're 35, I think. We've got to keep pushing it up. I'm definitely becoming a boomer. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Would you take Kosh's advice? When's the last time you have changed your power bill supplier? Or you like me and just tell all those scammers that ring you to get stuffed? Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.